The Silence of Poison, a true crime story from China. The night over Beijing was heavy. Dark clouds drifted across the sky, and the cold wind whispered through the trees. People hurried home, unaware that one man had just taken his final breath. Neil Heywood, a British businessman. For years he had lived in China, connected to the country's political elite. Calm, discreet, intelligent, and yet he knew too much. One of his closest connections was the powerful Bo family. Bo Xilai, a rising political star, and his wife, Gu Kailai, a brilliant, elegant woman once called the Iron Lady of China. Their life seemed perfect, but perfection often hides danger. And in 2011, the illusion began to crack. Bo Xilai ruled Chongqing with confidence. He was ambitious, charismatic, and within reach of the Communist Party's top ranks. But behind closed doors, secrets multiplied. Neil Heywood was helping the Bo family manage overseas finances, offshore companies, hidden accounts, assets abroad. But something went wrong. Trust began to break. Gu Kailai started to fear him. She believed he knew too much, perhaps too much about money, perhaps too much about her family. Neil may have used that knowledge for leverage. He wanted something, and she couldn't allow it. Fear turned to anger, anger into desperation, and desperation into murder. November 2011. Neil Heywood flew to Chongqing. He checked into a hotel, expecting a short stay. That night, he agreed to meet Gu Kailai. It would be his last meeting of his life. The following morning, hotel staff knocked on his door. No answer. They entered. Neil lay motionless on the bed, eyes open, no pulse. Local police quickly ruled it a heart attack. Case closed. But truth does not die so easily. The British Embassy questioned the decision. They knew Neil rarely drank alcohol, yet the report said he died of intoxication. Some local doctors noticed a strange chemical odor. Still, no further tests were done. Months passed. Then came a shock. Bo Xilai's aide, Wang Lijun, fled to the U.S. consulate, claiming his life was in danger. He carried with him a secret that would shake China's political system. He said, Neil Heywood did not die naturally. He was poisoned, and the poison was given by Bo Xilai's wife, Gu Kailai. That revelation changed everything. The government reopened the case. A special investigation team was sent to Chongqing. The hotel was re-examined, surveillance footage reviewed, witnesses questioned. One staff member recalled seeing a woman enter Neil's room late that night. She carried a small bottle. Later, the footage confirmed it was Gu Kailai's aide. Moments later, Gu Kailai herself was seen entering the same floor. Investigators discovered that Neil and Gu had a complicated relationship. He had helped her family move large sums of money overseas, but tensions grew over business disagreements and missing funds. Neil knew secrets that could destroy the Bo family's reputation. He had become a threat. Gu Kailai invited him for a private discussion. She brought a drink and a plan. Inside the glass was cyanide. Minutes after drinking, Neil collapsed. He gasped for air. Gu watched him die in silence. When the truth came out, China trembled. It was not just a crime, it was a political earthquake. Bo Xilai's career ended overnight. He was removed from power, later charged with corruption and abuse of authority. Gu Kailai faced trial. In court, she admitted her guilt. "Yes," she said, "I killed him." She claimed it was to protect her son. She said Neil had threatened him. "I had no choice," she told the judges. The trial was closed to the public. Only state media reported brief details. Witnesses said Gu looked calm, but her voice shook. She was sentenced to death, later commuted to life imprisonment. She remains in prison today. Neil Heywood's death was no longer just a British tragedy. It became a mirror reflecting the shadows of Chinese politics. Money, power, fear, and betrayal. Western media called it China's political earthquake. It exposed the hidden cracks within the country's ruling elite. Officials resigned, networks collapsed. Even ordinary citizens realized how fragile power was. In the United Kingdom, Neil's family demanded answers, but they received only silence. The Chinese government closed the case quickly. And with that, a part of the truth disappeared. The hotel in Chongqing still operates today, but the room where Neil died is no longer rented out. Staff avoid speaking about it. Some say, on quiet nights, you can hear faint knocking sounds behind the locked door. Others claim it's just imagination. Yet some believe, souls that die unjustly never rest quietly. This case changed China forever. It revealed the limits of loyalty and the price of secrecy. Even the most powerful cannot outrun their own shadows. Neil Heywood's death was not just one man's tragedy. It was a glimpse into a world where truth is dangerous. The rain of that night has long stopped, but the stains remain. Not on the walls, but in history. Power fades. Wealth vanishes. But truth remains. The night grows quiet. Lights fade out. And only one voice is left. The voice of truth.